What's your problem with Peter Obi's academic records as indicated in that introduction? We all know that Mr. Peter Obi attended University of Nigeria, Nsukka, right? We also know that he has multiple qualifications. If I may throw it in, he was my classmate at the Sai Business School at the University of Oxford. So he has classmates who can stand up and say, I sat in the same class with Peter Obi. I can at least attest to that.
Hello, my great and wonderful people. How una day today? I hope all of una day well. Today we get this video for our table. We want to one quickly review to you concerning the things we want to it they happen right now for inside this country, Nigeria. This one a video interview when it concerned Reno Omokri, when it be the former aide to Goodluck Jonathan and also the campaign manager of Bola Tinubu of All Progressive Congress. This man want try to take the part of Soludo to discredit Peter Obi. But I thank God for this interview when it be say in grant to Arise News, Abati when it be the presenter for Arise News, also equally put Reno Omokri to where he belong. And I will leave you to watch the full details of waiting Reno Omokri the yarn for your own mouth concerning Peter Obi. Now, I want quickly beg you, I beg not dey in a hurry to skip this video. Listen to this video from the beginning to the end. And before then, I want quickly beg you for one favor. I beg help us to like this video because now the only way we'll be see YouTube will fit help us recommend this video to each and every one of us all over the world. The more this video get likes, the more that they recommend them to people. Now their own policy now it be that very one. All right, I will leave you now to watch Reno Omokri and all the things we want to be saying the talk concerning Peter Obi. I'll come back.
One thing presidential candidates running for the #1 seat in Nigeria would have to put up with will be the constant criticism of their ideas and political backgrounds by opposition parties and members during election season. This can be done to rattle the candidate or to reveal hidden secrets to expose loopholes in their proposed plans and ideas for the nation. Former aide to ex-President Goodluck Jonathan, Reno Omokri, has come at the Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi. Omokri said that the academic records of the All Progressives Congress candidate Bola Ahmed Tinubu was more straightforward than Obi's school records. This comes after the Labour Party candidate clarified his statement about his school relationship with former governor of Rivers State, Peter Obi. Joining us on the show this morning to discuss his recent comparison of the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi's academic records to his APC counterpart, Bola Tinubu, is Reno Omokri, a lawyer and member of the People's Democratic Party. Welcome to the morning show, Reno.
Thank you for having me.
Reno, good morning. Well, I mean,
morning, Dr. Patti.
Yeah, I'm sure you listened to that introduction. What's your problem with Peter Obi's academic records as indicated in that introduction? We all know that Mr. Peter Obi attended University of Nigeria, Nsukka, right? We also know that he has multiple qualifications. If I may throw it in, he was my classmate at the Sai Business School at the University of Oxford. So he has classmates who can stand up and say, I sat in the same class with Peter Obi. I can at least attest to that. Okay? And then you say in the, as the introduction indicated, that even the APC candidates' academic records are more straightforward. What is straightforward? Chicago State University or Government College Ibadan? If you may just educate us.
Well, thank you for the question. Well, I made that statement in response to criticism from the Labour Party against the presidential candidate of the All Progressive Congress. And I said, if you look at all the presidential candidates, the least educationally qualified, the most educationally backward, if you like, is the Labour Party candidate. Rabi Mr. Congress, who has a PhD in water engineering, Waziri Atiku Abubakar has a master's with distinction in international relations, and Bola Tinubu has a second class upper in accounting. And you have the Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi, who had a second-class lower in philosophy. And if you put that together, it's obviously the lowest. And so when they were poking fun of Bola Tinubu, they have a number of their surrogates and a spokesman saying that, he didn't even go to the Chicago State University. I've said before, look, I do not like Bola Tinubu because I know for a fact that he's a known drug lord. However, I went to Chicago State University myself, physically. I went there and I released photos. I went there to their exams and records office and I asked them, and they did tell me that yes, Bola Tinubu attended. He's a proud alumni of the institution, and that there is no doubt, there is no controversy about it. And that's what I wanted to make known to the public. If we're going to be criticizing, we're going to do that based on facts, based on truth. Because we cannot be going after a man with dishonest information or with lies. And if you look at what Bola Tinubu has said, and if you look at what Peter Obi has said, Peter Obi, in terms of lies, he's told much more lies than all the other presidential candidates. I wrote an article, 11 major lies told by Peter Obi. He's told lies from everything from his shares at IBL, from meeting Peter Odili at school, which he didn't do, to American players dominating in the NBA, which was a lie, to saying that a company invested in, employed 60% of Anambra people, which was not true, to claiming that Bola Tinubu sent out anti-Igbo WhatsApp messages telling Yorubas not to vote for him. Look, we cannot run a presidential candidate with such dirty lies, a presidential campaign with such dirty lies. If you're going to go and criticize somebody, it has to be based on the fact. And that was just what I was trying to establish.
All right, I beg, this video never finish. We will still bring you back to this video because our Rufai never deal with Reno Omokri for this very interview. We want quickly, first of all, bring the old video of this Reno Omokri and Peter Obi, where he be say, this Reno Omokri for tell each and every one of us say Peter Obi na he be the best of the best. And no leader for inside this country when he be say he be like Peter Obi. Say na Peter Obi na he be the person when he be say all of us need as a leader. Just to tell you, say, this Nigerian politician, they can do anything with money. Most especially when they say they don't see who place a bid upon their head. Oh yeah, watch this old video, we'll come back.
The ideas, this man raised the bar of leadership in Nigeria. He raised the bar of leadership in Nigeria. Since he left office, can you believe that this man does not take anything, not even like a penny from the Anambra State government? And while he was there, he was a man that built up Anambra State. Anambra State used to be almost educationally disadvantaged. And then in less than 2 years, he brought them to be #1. He left that state with a reserve. Look, we need people like this. I'm so proud of Governor Obi. And I listened to him today and, I was taught, do we have fellows like this in Nigeria? I'm very proud of this man. Look at everything that he has touched. He made money for himself in the private sector. He made money for Anambra State in
all right, I believe say una don't still see the say Reno Omokri. He all mouth when we say they up. Now in the come down so. All right, may we continue for the former one when we say we they watch this recent interview. Make una hear the question when we say our amiable Peter Rufai, which is Rufai, take dive Omokri for this very video. Una know say Rufai not the fee. Oh yeah, may we continue.
All right, thank you very much for establishing that. However, you must know that Peter Obi did come out to clarify the statement that he made, saying that he did attend school with Peter Odili, but not in the same set. Obviously, based on some of the representations of him online, he did come out to clarify that. That's one point to mention. So in terms of being taken out of context, would that be a case in your view? And then second of all, you talk about him being educationally backward. I'd like you to talk about the importance and when it comes to leadership in Nigeria, the requirement for a president is to have a school leaving certificate, and after which we have other leaders across the world who, Winston Churchill, Jacob Zuma, who have led successfully without having formal education. What is your take on this, and why are you so particular about this with Peter Obi?
Well, the comments Peter Obi made were comments he made on camera. He was recorded on video. The clarifying statement that he made are contradicting his own comments on video. And this is not the first time Peter Obi has denied what he said on video. I'm talking to you on Arise TV. while he was being interviewed on Arise TV, this very show, the morning show, he did say that the shares that he invested for Anambra in IBL, he invested about $20 million, and now those shares are now worth over $100 million. That's what government should do. I mean, I'm just mimicking him. But then it turned out that it was a lie, that those shares are actually even worth less than 5 million. And then after that information came out, he put out another clarifying statement like this one, saying he never said so, but he said it on video. If you're watching me at home, you can actually go on YouTube, you can go and Google it. He actually said it on video. In this instance, we have on video what he said in Port Harcourt. He did say, and I'm going to say the third time, he did say that he went to school with Peter Obi. He played football with Peter Obi. So coming out to make this clarifying statement, it's irresponsible. He should not be making a clarifying statement. He should be saying, I am sorry, I told a lie, or I made a mistake. But to come out and say that he was taken out of context, that is not true. Now, if you want to talk about the educational qualifications of a leader, the best predictor of future events is past events. In Nigeria, the 2 times that Nigeria has had the best GDP growth, sustained GDP growth, have been under President Umar Musa Yar'Adua and Dr. Goodluck Jonathan. And these 2 individuals have been very highly educated individuals. As a matter of fact, according to CNN Money, Nigeria was the 3rd fastest growing economy in 2015. According to the World Bank, it said the 4th fastest growing economy. So, I mean, 3rd fastest, 4th fastest, we don't know who to take, but we can just take one. And so it's you can see there that when we have an educated leader, that leader is more likely to do well for the economy, for security, for the overall good of a country than a leader who is not so educated. Now, Peter Obi has said several times that he's a trader, and that's true. He's a trader, he's not a leader. That's why you saw when he went to Port Harcourt, River State, he traded away his own gubernatorial candidate for his own personal benefit, because that's what traders do. They trade for profit. He has not shown leadership qualifications, leadership quality, leadership principles. And, if you have seen what has happened to Nigeria in the last 7 years, you want to make sure that in 2023, we have a person who is above board.
All right, Reno, please, I'd like to get some clarification. You said you went to Chicago yourself. I will ask you, what Chicago did you go to? Is it the same Chicago to get Tinubu's record? Is it the same Chicago that now there's a case in court filed about the deposition that, a lawyer subpoenaed the school he went to, and they said they don't have any of those records. The records are submitted to INEC, the EC9 form, and there were even discrepancies on the date of birth of the person. So what record did you say you got of Tinubu from Chicago? Because there's already a case in court filed by Mike Enaro Ibe or something, one of the lawyers, and they were saying there were discrepancies as regards what was even submitted. So what Chicago did you go to? I'd like to know. And they confirmed to you as regards the veracity of that? And did they give you any document you can show to that effect?
Well, Rufai, you've got your facts wrong. The subpoena that was subpoenaed was not for Chicago State University. It was a subpoena that was sent to Deloitte. And then also there's been some document floating around in the internet about a college, something, I think it was South College or something like that. I'm not talking about that college, and for a fact, I know for a fact that Tinibu did not even go to that college, and Tinibu did not say that he went to that college. I know the college that he said he went to Richard Daley Junior College. However, I'm talking about Chicago State University. There's no subpoena from any lawyer to Chicago State University. I went there physically. I sent a photo of this to Arise TV. I think this was about a week ago when I was interviewed in London. I did a video while I was there. The Chicago State University Records Office actually released a signed statement, a notarized signed statement. It's public knowledge. It's out there. It's been carried by the paper. Look, like I've told you before, I went there. I'm not somebody just sitting down on the internet or somebody just relying on third parties. I went there. I physically went there. The fact that I went there is a fact.
Okay, Reno, please, I'm sorry, I have a follow-up. If you're finished, I have a follow-up to what you just said just now. So I just wanted to tell you in advance. So when you're done, just let me know. So I'll follow up on that, please. Okay, are you done? Let me just quickly give the follow-up. So Reno,
that's the thing, Rufai, you need to be able to control yourself so that when someone is talking, you allow them, because that's how this is going to work. I talk, you listen, and then you listen, I talk. There's going to be enough time for you to say you have a follow-up question when I finish talking.
But Reno, I thought you had finished, and you know that's why I even give you the.
But I was still talking.
Hang on a minute, Reno.
When you interjected, and
Reno,
you have a history of doing that. Anyway, now let's
Reno,
go.
please
Let's
finish
go
your
on.
thoughts,
Let's
and
go
I come
on. Let's
with
make
my
progress.
rebuttal, please. Just finish your thought. Go ahead.
No, you've interrupted my thought process.
Okay, so let me follow up. Let me follow up on the rebuttal, Reno. I mean, and that's why I had the courtesy to be able to tell you that when you finish, because you paused for a bit, and that's why I interjected. So I will not just interrupt your thoughts. And all this game you try to play to blackmail me and say all sorts, that's how I behave. It's your game. I'm not drawn into that. I'm just a journalist and I do my job. And that's just to you, Reno, just to set you straight on that. This is the rebuttal I wanted to give. The court paper said that Tinubu presented a forged Chicago State certificate to INEC with the intent that may be acted upon as genuine. This is a new court case, and you can go and check the, the records of this. This is a new court case that was just filed as of the 16th of November 2022. So I was correct as regards to filing in court. That was just the rebuttal I wanted to give you, Reno.
Okay,
but you see, that's the thing.
Reno, can we move on?
Can I respond to that, please?
Go ahead.
You see, that's the thing. You know, when you are a broadcaster and you have an interview channel like this, you need to be conscious of what you have said. I had no doubt about the court case. I never said, and you can replay this video. I mean, I'm sure your viewers at home can go back and listen to what I said. I didn't say there was no court case. You said that there had been a subpoena to Chicago State University, and that Chicago State University had denied that Tinibu did not go. And I said, look, I don't know about the college that's been floating about in the internet, which is something South College. And then also I know that Tinibu went to, can I finish, please? And I said that I know that Tinubu went to Richard Daley College. However, that there was a subpoena to Deloitte, and Deloitte had said Tinubu did not work for them, but that there was no subpoena to Chicago State University. The reason why I'm here being interviewed by you is because of Chicago State University. And I know for a fact that he went there. Chicago State University has released a statement, a notarized statement, which has also been published in the Nigerian media, stating that he went there. For any other thing, for Deloitte, for any other college, I mean, I don't know about that. I'm only talking about what I know. Tinubu went to Chicago State University. I do not like the fact that he's a known drug lord, but I'm not going to libel him. I'm not going to lie against him. He did go to Chicago State University.
Okay. Reno, I would like to express an opinion, and then we talk about other things, which is that the qualifications for the office of the President of Nigeria, as you well know, is properly spelled out under Section 131 of the Constitution, 1999, even as amended. And the definition of that qualification is CUSAT or is equivalent. The interpretation is in Section 318, as you already know. And if you look at all these candidates, really, nobody can really talk about qualification, except we go back to that Constitution, and we then say we have to raise the level of qualification. If you look at all of them, they will pass under the provisions of Section 131 and 318, right? And, I don't think there's any issue, in terms of the qualification, except to go back and amend that Constitution. But with regard to Mr. Peter Obi, now, maybe I would like you to interrogate other things. We had a guest on this program this morning, before you, Patrick Okibo III, whose group had just done a report. And they said, in terms of net favorability, that Peter Obi is number one among sample size of 2,000 in 12 states, the major states of the presidential candidates excluded, and that he is the most favored presidential candidate. Secondly, he himself had said that it's not about the number of certificates you boast of. It's about competence, character, integrity. And he has engage us with a 7-point agenda. If we can just focus on some of those basic issues, rather than whether he has a degree or he has a master's degree. Look, my mechanic can run this country. If INEC says it's okay, even if he fails CUSAT, that's as bad as it is under the Constitution. So don't let us waste time on that.
Well, in response to that, if you have a minimum qualification for a job, and then you put an advert out, and then several people apply, you're actually going to grade them on their level of competence. And so right now we have a job, being president of Nigeria, several people have applied. Rabi Musa Kwankwaso, Waziri Atiku Abubakar, Bola Tinibu, and Peter Obi. So we are grading them according to their qualifications. And according to their qualifications, Peter Obi is the least qualified candidate. And then you talked about some group or somebody coming here to talk about a net favorability rating. I mean, the very governor of Peter Obi's own state, Charles Soludo, he said that he has seen polls that shows that Peter Obi is not even going to get 25% in more than 5 states. I'm sure you saw that. And you have to understand, a lot of these people that do these polls, showing that Peter Obi is ahead, are his acolytes and his cronies. Look, they do their polls online. And you got to understand, about 38% of Nigeria's population cannot speak any other language other than Hausa. They can't speak English, they can't speak Yoruba, they can't speak even Pidgin. 38% of our population, according to Statistica, they speak only Hausa. 8% of our population, according to Statistica, again, speak only Yoruba. So now you're looking at about 46% of people who, if you do a poll in English, they are not going to be, they are not even going to be able to assess it. Now, if you go to the north of Nigeria, they don't get their message, their news, or their influence from social media or from the internet. They get it by and large from radio. So a lot of all these polls are flawed. I'm not impressed by them. And then you talked about Peter Obi's integrity. Look, Peter Obi is the only presidential candidate mentioned by Pandora Papers, that is the International Consortium of Investigative Journalists, for corruptly taking money out of Nigeria and hiding them in offshore accounts. So where's the credibility there? So if you, a lot of frenzy has gone on social media. There's a lot of cyberbullying to try to force people who criticize Peter Obi to just, no, this man is not what he's telling Nigerians. And we've got to interrogate him, and we've got to allow people, because when you criticize Bola Tinubu, nobody comes after you. When you criticize Waziri Atiku Abubakar, nobody comes after you.
All right, my great and wonderful people. I believe say all of una don't hear this man by una self. We're very sorry, say we need to leave you to watch this video to this very extent. The reason not pass be say we just want to make you hear the total details of the things when it be say Reno Omokri they try to push out against Peter Obi. Now, we will quickly address 2 things when it be say Reno Omokri talk concerning Peter Obi for this very video. The first one, when be say it is very much important to us, not pass be say. He say anytime when it be say anybody they criticize Bola Ahmed Tinubu when he be the presidential candidate of the All Progressive Congress, and also Atiku Abubakar of PDP and so many others, no Nigerians they go after those people when they say that they criticize them. But when it be say they talk against Peter Obi, you will see and say Nigerians will come after that person when they say he want try to rubbish the image of Peter Obi. Yes, it be like that. The reason not pass be say Peter Obi not even know who they fight for him. Now Nigerians when it be say PDP don't relegate, give APC, those disgruntled Nigerians, hunger Nigerians, poverty-stricken Nigerians, when it be say una don't rubbish their own destiny, when it be say una don't put their back to the wall, when it be say una don't dash their hope to the dust, now it be those Nigerians when it be say that they stand out to fight for Peter Obi. Why? Because they see hope in Peter Obi. They see Peter Obi as their own next savior. They see Peter Obi say now he get the quality to meet up to their own heart desire. They see Peter Obi as the man when he be say he will fit put his own leg for their own shoe to know the pain when he be say that they go through and how to solve them for them. Now the reason why he be say they see and say those Nigerians they go after anybody when he be say if they go after Peter Obi. Yes, it be like person when he be say he get eye. Then you they see somebody when we say they carry needle, they come want you for your own eye. What you will do to that person? Now for you to try your possible best to make sure you first of all break that very hand. So now what did they happen to each and every one of you? Now it be that very one, including the present governor of Anambra State, Charles Soludo. You talk just now say people want force and command for office make he resign because he speak against Peter Obi. Yes, he reach because nobody when he be say he will see anybody where he want put sansan for your own gari, and he go dey happy to say, poor am, nothing dey happen. No. Una be sansan, when he be say, he don't dey enter our gari dey come as Nigerians for ages. Now, Nigerians decide to say, those sansan must stop. Now, the reason why people now they receive hits, now it be that very one. And the last thing, when he be say, one quickly address, when he be say, instant mention, he say he not like the facts. Say, I'm a Bola Tinibu na drug lord. That one not be enough excuse for this Reno Omokri to stand to say anybody when he be say he don't be former drug lord, not supposed to be the #1 citizen of Nigeria. And again, for waiting we don't experience for the health condition of this present president of Nigeria, this Azu Buhari, for this one day in Aso Rock, 2 weeks and 4 days in UK, when he be say with the battle over 7 years now to 8 years for this present administration because of the health condition of this Azu Buhari, he not reach Reno Omokri to let Nigerians know and also tell the world, say this man, Bola Tinubu, he not fit for this very race. How many times when the person we don't see Reno Omokri don't come outside for television, say if they pursue Buhari come out for London, or because of say if they go vacation or he want go do checkup? How many times? Not be this say Reno Omokri. You see, the reason why basically they bring all these things for you all to understand how far this our politician will fit said their soul, or because of money or position. Yes. Example of such people now it be this Reno Omokri so. Yes, because honestly, it is very obvious to us. Say people like this, they don't want the betterment of this nation and also the betterment of Nigerians. All right, now so we'll talk and reach concerning this matter. We'll leave and make una share una opinion with us for the comment section, even as we draw the line here. And before we say a final goodbye, want quickly use this medium to appreciate each and every one of you for your time when BCT stay with us up to this moment. God Almighty will bless you. And also the way when BCT they help us to share these broadcasts, your likes, your comments, all of them, we appreciate them. I bet make you not forget to help us share this very one as well so that if still reach our brothers and sisters all over the world, because we believe in what they say, information, now power. And as you do so, God Almighty will bless you. We'd like to draw the conclusion of this program here. We will see you again when we see you. Remember, we love you all. Bye-bye.